In August of 2018, Ghana won the rights to host the 2023 Pan-African Games after competing with the likes of Nigeria and Burkina Faso. This was a huge win for the country. At the time, however, all available stadia in the country were not at the standard to host a continental event of such prestige. As such, an agreement was reached. Ghana would have to build a new stadium to host the event, and not just any stadium, but an ultra-modern facility that will catch the eye of the world. Stick to this video to the end as I break down everything that is going into the construction of this $200 million ultra-modern stadium, being it the good, the bad and the ugly, as I update you on everything that has gone into this project and is still ongoing. Before we begin, kindly like and subscribe to this channel if you like content like this. Let's get right into it. Having the privilege of hosting a continental event is a very big deal, and just not any continental event at that, but the Pan-African Games. It is basically an opportunity to show Africa and the world how far the country has come in terms of development, and also heighten the country's reputation as one of the most hospitable places on the continent. This, however, is quite costly. The Minister for Youth and Sport, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, revealed that the country made a payment of $900,000 to the African Union as a commitment fee to host the event. Well, considering the rewards the country could reap from hosting such an event, paying this amount was a no-brainer and even mandatory at that. Now, with that said, although Ghana is one of the fastest developing countries on the continent, statistically speaking, the country at the time had no stadium which was equipped to host an event of such magnitude. After several meetings in search for a solution to this issue by the powers that be, a consensus was reached. Ghana would use the opportunity to construct a $200 million ultra-modern stadium which would be able to go toe-to-toe with the very best in the world. Quite a bit optimistic, you would say, if not far-fetched. However, contrary to that, the project was actually signed off for construction to begin in 2020. It is necessary to construct appropriate sports facilities in the country that will be able to host the 25 sporting disciplines from the African Games. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president of Ghana, stated in a press release, an adequate sized land was secured at Boteman in Accra for the project to commence. The facility, which was to be constructed, included a 5,000 capacity Olympic stadium complex, multi-purpose sports halls for all indoor sports, aquatic centers for swimming, tennis courts, basketball courts and so on. Everything seemed to be on track for the construction of this project, that is, until the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic hit. It was all downhill from there. Funds meant for the project apparently had to be reappropriated to be used for more pressing issues. Due to this reason, the once amazing idea of a stadium unlike no other in the country has been stuck in oblivion. The situation is so bad that government has to turn to optimizing the already existing Legonsport Stadium to a standard where it will be able to host the Pan-African Games, abandoning this dream project for the time being. Mr. Yusuf, the Youth and Sports Minister, stated because of the time constraints, the Boteman facility would no longer go ahead, and the government of Ghana has decided to fully complete the University of Ghana Stadium to complement the facilities which would be built at the Boteman Stadium for the 2023 African Games. Building the Olympic Stadium in Boteman would be done in phases, he added. We would prioritize the urgent construction of facilities which the University of Ghana Stadium does not have. He also explained that the refurbishment of the University of Ghana Stadium would include the resurfacing of existing athletics tracks, the construction of an Olympic standard swimming pool, a temporary dome for all indoor sports activities. Despite these challenges, Mr. Yusuf made assurances that the country would be ready to successfully host the 2023 Pan-African Games. However, majority of the populace in Ghana do fear that with 2023 just around the corner, all signs indicate that the country is far from prepared to host the event, whilst others also believe that the country would do everything possible to ensure that the required facilities would be ready before the set time, in order to face and maintain the country's reputation. Hopefully, the latter of the two comes to being. Recently though, some experts indicated that government was looking at once again refocusing on the Boteman Stadium, but looking at the time constraints and economic woes in the country at the time, the request to move back to the Boteman Stadium is highly unlikely. A lot of work has already gone into the facelift being done on the University of Ghana Stadium Stadium, which will now be the primary host of the event as the signs indicate. There is still hope, however, for the redemption and construction of the Botiman Stadium project, but probably not to host the 2023 African Games, with the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic in the country's rearview mirror and the most likeliest revival of the economy may be sooner rather than later. Construction will resume on this project and the project can reach completion in the near future. Fingers crossed. Any resumption and update on this $200 million Ghanaian stadium will be shared on this channel. If you like content like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, check out this video next on massive projects in Ghana that will just amaze you. Thank you, and on to the next video. Be sure to check this video out.